Max Verstappen is standing on the edge of a decision that could redefine the future of Formula One. And if the latest reports are to be believed, the announcement could come at the most symbolic place imaginable. Zandvoort, in front of thousands of passionate Dutch fans, during what may even become the final Dutch Grand Prix for years to come. The anticipation surrounding this moment has reached extraordinary levels. Formula One insiders, former drivers, and fans around the world are all asking the same question. Will Verstappen remain loyal to Red Bull Racing, or is one of the biggest driver moves in modern Formula One history finally about to happen? According to former Formula One driver Robert Doornbos, the answer is much closer than many expected. He believes Verstappen's future will be revealed during the Dutch Grand Prix weekend itself. And that prediction has sent shockwaves through the paddock. Even more remarkably, reports suggest Red Bull still has no certainty about what its superstar driver intends to do. For a team built around Verstappen over the last several years, that uncertainty has created enormous pressure behind closed doors. The reason this story has become so dramatic is because Verstappen reportedly still has an active exit clause in his contract. Although his current agreement runs until the end of the 2028 season, that clause gives him the opportunity to leave earlier under specific conditions, provided he activates it before October. As things stand, no official announcement has been made, and Verstappen himself has remained characteristically silent. Behind the scenes, however, Red Bull has reportedly attempted to secure its future by offering him a new contract extension through 2029, complete with an even larger salary package. But there is one major difference. The proposed deal would reportedly remove the exit clause altogether. So far, Verstappen has not publicly accepted or rejected the offer, leaving everyone guessing about his next move. Adding even more fuel to the speculation, Verstappen was recently photographed spending time in Sardinia alongside Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff during the summer break, for the second consecutive year. While vacations do not necessarily indicate contract negotiations, the timing and repeated meetings have naturally intensified rumors that conversations about the future may have taken place away from the cameras. Every new development only adds another layer to one of the biggest stories Formula One has seen in years. Former Formula One driver Robert Doornbos has offered one of the most detailed analyses of the situation. Because of his deep understanding of Dutch motorsport and his close knowledge of Verstappen's environment, many fans consider his opinions particularly valuable. Surprisingly, Doornbos believes that Verstappen will not be driving for Mercedes, McLaren, Ferrari, or any other top team in the near future. In his view, the window for changing teams has effectively closed. Mercedes already appears fully committed to its exciting young talent Kimi Antonelli, who is currently leading the championship. McLaren continues to enjoy the successful partnership between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Ferrari remains focused on its star pairing of Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. Looking across the grid, Doornbos argues there is simply no obvious vacancy available for the reigning four-time world champion. However, that does not mean the Mercedes story is completely over. Doornbos introduced one fascinating possibility that immediately sparked debate throughout the Formula One community. According to him, George Russell's position may not be entirely secure if he fails to consistently match Antonelli's performances during the remainder of the season. Yet, even in that scenario, Doornbos does not believe Mercedes would necessarily replace Russell with Verstappen. Instead, he suggested the team might prefer a more affordable driver willing to accept a supporting role behind Antonelli rather than introducing another superstar capable of creating internal conflict. His reasoning was simple but powerful. Pairing Verstappen with Antonelli might generate incredible media attention and commercial value, but from a sporting perspective it could quickly become chaotic. Two drivers with championship ambitions sharing the same garage often create fierce internal rivalries, something Formula One has witnessed before during the intense Hamilton-Rosberg era. With those possibilities seemingly ruled out, attention inevitably returns to Red Bull Racing. So what exactly could Verstappen announce at Zandvoort? According to Doornbos, the Dutch champion will confirm that he intends to remain with Red Bull. But this would not be an unconditional declaration of loyalty. Instead, Verstappen is believed to be demanding something far more important than a higher salary or improved contract terms. He reportedly wants clear, measurable, and enforceable technical guarantees regarding the team's competitiveness for the 2027 season. After everything that has happened during the current campaign, vague promises are no longer enough. Verstappen reportedly wants evidence that Red Bull possesses a realistic development plan capable of delivering a race-winning car once again. Without those assurances, questions about his long-term future may continue. Those demands are understandable when considering the difficult season Red Bull has endured. For one of the first times in recent memory, Verstappen has found himself unable to consistently challenge for victories. The 2026 campaign has become one of the most frustrating periods of his Formula One career. At the halfway point of the championship, he sits sixth in the drivers' standings with just 109 points, trailing championship leader Antonelli by an enormous margin. Even more remarkably, Verstappen reached the summer break without recording a single Grand Prix victory, something that has not happened to him in many years. For a driver who has become accustomed to fighting for championships every weekend, the situation is almost unimaginable. Several missed opportunities have made the season even more painful. In Miami, Verstappen started from second position and looked capable of challenging for victory before spinning early in the race, eventually recovering only to fifth place. Monaco brought even greater disappointment. After another strong qualifying performance that placed him on the front row, a devastating power unit failure forced him out before the race had even truly begun. Austria delivered another heartbreaking setback when persistent rear wing problems destroyed what had looked like one of Red Bull's strongest weekends following a series of technical upgrades. Time after time, reliability issues, unpredictable handling, and operational mistakes have prevented Verstappen from maximizing his performances. Despite all the negativity surrounding Red Bull, not everyone believes the team's future is as bleak as current results suggest. Former Formula One driver and respected team owner Gerhard Berger has presented a much more optimistic assessment. Berger openly describes Verstappen as one of the greatest drivers he has ever witnessed and believes Red Bull deserves far more credit than it currently receives. He points out that the team has undertaken one of the most ambitious technical projects in modern Formula One by developing its own power unit almost entirely from scratch. Competing against manufacturers such as Mercedes and Ferrari, who possess decades of engine-building experience, was never expected to be easy. According to Berger, simply reaching a competitive level so quickly is already a remarkable achievement. Berger believes patience is now the most important ingredient. If Verstappen remains committed to the project and Red Bull continues recruiting experienced engineers into key technical positions, he predicts the Milton Keynes outfit could return to the front of the grid within the next 6 to 12 months. In his opinion, the current struggles represent only a temporary setback rather than the beginning of a long-term decline. Nevertheless, the statistics tell a much harsher story. Red Bull currently sits only fourth in the Constructors' Championship, more than 200 points behind a dominant Mercedes team. The RB22 continues to suffer from chronic aerodynamic instability, particularly involving rear wing performance, making the car unpredictable over long race distances. Technical director Pierre Watch reportedly faces enormous internal pressure to solve these recurring issues before they permanently damage Red Bull's championship ambitions. Matters have become even more complicated following reports that the FIA denied Red Bull access to the ADUO Engine Development Assistance Program, limiting the team's opportunities to accelerate improvements while rival manufacturers continue progressing. Amid the uncertainty surrounding Verstappen and Red Bull's technical future, one bright spot has emerged. Rookie sensation Isack Hadjar has enjoyed an outstanding debut campaign alongside the reigning world champion. The talented French driver has produced an impressive sequence of 7 consecutive top 6 finishes stretching from the Canadian Grand Prix through Hungary. His standout performance came in Monaco, where he finished an excellent 4th, and he currently occupies 8th position in the Drivers' Championship. Many observers believe Hadjar has already done enough to earn a long-term future with Red Bull beyond 2026. His rapid development offers the team genuine optimism regardless of whatever decision Verstappen eventually makes. Ultimately, Verstappen now finds himself in one of the most extraordinary situations any Formula One champion has faced in recent history. He remains widely regarded as the fastest and most complete driver on the grid, Yet he is competing in a package that has struggled to consistently challenge for victories. His contract provides an escape route, but the teams capable of offering championship-winning machinery appear to have already committed to other drivers. That leaves him facing an incredibly difficult decision. Walk away from the team that transformed him into a multiple world champion without a guaranteed destination, or remain at Red Bull while demanding firm technical commitments that restore confidence in the project's future. This is exactly why Robert Doornbos believes Zandvoort could become one of the defining moments of the entire 2026 Formula One season. Rather than announcing a sensational transfer, Verstappen may instead reveal that he is staying with Red Bull, but only under strict conditions. Such an announcement would send a powerful message to the team, placing responsibility squarely on Red Bull's shoulders to deliver a championship-caliber car capable of fighting for victories once again. Whether the Austrian outfit can meet those expectations remains one of the biggest unanswered questions in Formula One. One thing is absolutely certain. Every camera, every journalist, and millions of fans around the world will be focused on Max Verstappen when the Dutch Grand Prix weekend begins. His words could shape not only Red Bull's future, but also the balance of power across Formula One for years to come. Whatever happens at Zandvoort, the consequences will extend far beyond a single race weekend. The countdown has begun, and the motorsport world is waiting for the moment when Max Verstappen finally reveals the decision everyone has been talking about.